S. Elliott is present. Honorable Edmark O. Wakan is still on leave. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is present. Honorable Datu Eric I. Perez is present. Honorable Roan Angela Girillion is still out. Honorable Betavin S. Rubinos is present. Madam President, there are 12 members.
To act in accordance with what is right and beneficial to all. Bless our leaders and every participant present today. May integrity, compassion, and respect prevail in all our discussion and decisions. Let decision be fruitful, and may its outcomes bring forth peace, progress, and the common good. We lift up to you all our undertakings, O Lord, for without you we can do nothing. May everything we accomplish today be for the honor of your holy name and for the service of our people. This we pray through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and to the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, kaya sa sinanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Matawag mo'y nagumpay ang warhabit pagsingka, mo'y langit sa piling.
Ang kalapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay pinatawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino. Buong katapatan nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. At sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan, na pinakikilos ng sambayan ng makadiyos, makatao, makaligtasan at makabansa.
The Councilor Street. I am a Philippine Councilor mandated by law in act measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents. True to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Sa lupain ang pangako at ginto, mga bukid niya at mga parang, at mga lumpiang bayan. Saan dakuman kung iyong pagmamasdan, ito'y larawan ng kasaganahan. Tagum mabuhay ka, nasa iyo ang bukas na walang kasing ganda. Tagum mabuhay ka, paraisong puno ng pag-asa. Ang lahat niyang nasasakupan, nagmamahal sa kapayapaan, nagkakaisa lahat at nagtutulungan patungo sa miking kaunlaran. Di magtatagal, maaabot din lahat ng pinapangarap natin. Kapit kamay, lahat ay ating harapin. Ang tuktok ay kaya natin abutin.
2026, consisting of 34 pages.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala, Elliott, Uy Salazar, Rillion, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is hereby dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the minutes of the 31st regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod of the City of Tagum, held at the SP Session Hall on February 23, 2026, consisting of 34 pages, is hereby adopted.
Madam Chair, in the same manner, since copy has been distributed in advance to this august body, I move to dispense with the reading of the Journal of Proceedings of the 31st regular session conducted last February 23 consisting of 19 pages.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala.
To the members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod and to our beloved Tagumeños who is witnessing the live airing of our session this afternoon, and to one and all, good. Our City Mayor, being the Chairperson Committee on Public Works, Utilities and Facilities of the city, because this engagement is all about the construction of school buildings, construction, replacement, reconstruction, rehabilitation, repair, and improvement of school buildings of the city of Tagum. The engagement was last February 23 at 1 o'clock at the Malacanang Ceremonial Hall, where it was attended by almost all mayors, component city mayors of the country. And with that, there was a memorandum of agreement signing by and between the city government of Tagum and the Department of Education. Our concern here, Madam Chair, Madam Presiding Officer, is on our preparedness as to being the procuring entity, because school building construction, classroom construction, replacement, reconstruction, rehabilitation, repair, and improvement will be done by the local government. And with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this is in conjunction with the DepEd rule that recognizes the vital role of local government units in accelerating the repair, construction of school buildings, particularly in the area with urgent facility needs, and pursuant to the Local Government Code of 1991 in augmenting the delivery of basic services and facilities for the LGU. And with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this is under Section 8 of Department of Education, which has crafted a special provision number 6 of Republic Act number 12314, otherwise known as the General Appropriation Act of 2026, or known as GAA 2026. DepEd may enter into a memorandum of agreement with other agencies, including qualified LGUs, for the implementation and construction of basic education facilities. So under the same provision of Republic Act 12314, the Congress of the Philippines has allocated the amount of 85,396,581,000,000 pesos for basic education facilities. So with this, both parties, the Department of Education, ably represented by its Secretary, Honorable Juan Edgardo M. Angara, that represents DepEd, would have to collaborate in the implementation of the school building projects to address classroom shortages in public schools within the territorial jurisdiction of the LGU Tagum City. Thereby, partnering with DepEd, the LGU will be partnering with DepEd that will align with the unwavering commitment of the President, His Excellency Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr., to further strengthen local autonomy by giving LGUs a greater role on this administration agenda to close the school infrastructure gap. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, there are key rule, which means that in the event that there would be approval and or fund request, releases, transfer of funds, and utilization under this agreement shall be subject to the provisions of GAA. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, there must be documentary requirements, and among the documentary requirements is the rule of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod to give authority of the local chief executive to enter into a memorandum of agreement. So to this case, Madam Presiding Officer, since I have with me the copy of memorandum of agreement and all other provisions stipulated under this memorandum of agreements, I will now formally turn over this, Madam Chair, to appropriate committee for their information, guidance, and appropriate action in the event that this calls for legislative support from the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod. So with the track record of the city government in administering plans, school building by administration, projects by contract, and subject to the stringent requirements for the monitoring evaluation under the project monitoring committees of the city, and of course all acts to be undertaken by the city should be in conformity with the new government procurement law. So at this juncture, Madam Presiding Officer, I will formally turn over copy of memorandum of agreement and copy of the undertaking to be undertaken by the local chief executive to be authorized by the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod. So and finally, Madam Presiding Officer, we are again very thankful for the new scheme in the implementation of projects, that projects for 2026 be undertaken by the local governments, not by the Department of Public Works and Highways. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you for that information,
An
Councilor.
ordinance establishing the Nutribida Bata Sigla program of the city government of Tagum to prevent, manage, and eliminate severe acute malnutrition among children under 5, providing comprehensive nutrition services, and appropriating funds therefore to achieve zero SAM cases. Authorized Councilor Shara Isabel Uy Salazar.
Draft City Ordinance Number 106 is referred to the Committee on Health and Laws.
Under letters and communications, number 1, letter dated February 24, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to Barangay Resolution number 58, series of 2026, entitled "A Resolution Interposing No Objection to the Cutting of 1 Nara Tree and 1 Mango Tree located at Purok Dreamville." 2, letter dated February 24, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the Mapua Malayan Colleges Mindanao and the City Government of Tagum for the conduct of research and innovation on the road marker project.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Science and Technology, Education, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Item number 3, letter dated February 23, still coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the draft resolution granting authority to the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, and or the officer in charge, City Legal Officer, Attorney Neil John A. Villarico, to institute and file petitions, oppositions, interventions, or any other appropriate legal actions, including appeals, to sign the same, the verification of other pertinent pleadings, to review and negotiate proposed edits to, or represent in any dispute resolution, compromise agreement, or settlement proposal, and to appear and represent the city government of Tagum before the judicial courts in connection with the special civil action number 588-2025 for expropriation with motion for issuance of a writ of possession and in any related proceedings arising therefrom.
Item number 3 is referred to the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Item number 4, letter dated February 26, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft deed of donation and acceptance between the Tagum Cooperative and the City Government of Tagum relative to the renovation project of child development centers located at Purok Sunshine, Visayan Village, and Purok Uraya, Mangkilam, Tagum City, under Hope's project of the former.
Item number 4 is referred to the Committee on Gender Equality and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 5, letter dated February 26, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the following Peace and Order Council resolutions for appropriate action. Criminality Action Plan, or LACAP, for calendar year 2026, and letter B, CPOC Resolution number 3, Series of 2026, a resolution requesting the Sangguniang Panlungsod to review and revisit the City Ordinance number 989, Series of 2021, entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Ownership and Operation of Drones with Camera and Recording Device by private persons in the City of Tagum for amendment and/or revision.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Peace and Order and Public Safety and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Item number 6, letter dated February 26, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to a draft city ordinance entitled A Revised Ordinance for the Establishment and Operation of Tagum City Peacekeepers Organization and providing its duties and responsibilities and funds thereof.
Item number 6 is referred to the Committee on Peace, Order, and Public Safety and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 7, letter dated February 24, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft resolution approving application of garbage receptacles projects to be funded under the Energy Regulation number 1-94 program of the Department of Energy and certifying the same that the identified projects are consistent with the approved development and land use plans.
Item number 7 is referred to the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Environmental Protection and Ecology.
Number 8, letter dated February 26, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the following fisher folk associations for the implementation of the project Shallow or Safe Haven for Life Below Water Ecosystem-Based Adaptation through Mangrove Habitat and Restoration for appropriate action to it. Letter A, Busaon Bintol Fisher Folks SLP Association. Letter B, San Isidro Fisher Folks Pond Operators Association. Letter C, Libuganon Fisher Folks Bubu Tangab and Panggal SLP Association. Letter D, Garinan Fisher Folks Association. And letter E, Bingkuman Kayaking and Tour Guiding Services SLP Association. Private partnership on forest conservation and sustainable development.
Item number 9 is referred to the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 10, letter dated February 23, coming from Honorable Maximo Diswico, the Punong Barangay of San Miguel. This pertains to supplemental budget number 3 for 2025 of Barangay San Miguel, appropriating the sum of 240,000 Miguel, appropriating the sum of 240,000 pesos only.
Item number 10.
1,000 pesos only.
Item number 10 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
Number 11, letter dated February 24, coming from Honorable Randy A. Laguna, the Punong Barangay of Magupo South. This pertains to supplemental budget number 3 for 2025 of Barangay Magupo South, appropriating the sum of 200,000 pesos only.
Item number 11 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance Budget and Appropriations.
Number 12, letter dated February 16, coming from Honorable Patrick Aquino, SK Chairperson of Barangay Libuganon. This pertains to the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Libuganon, appropriating the sum of 212,643 pesos and 14 centavos only.
Item number 12 is referred to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Finance Budget and Appropriation, and Barangay Affairs.
Number 13, letter dated February 16, coming from Honorable Larry Labastida, SK Chairperson of Barangay Magdum, pertaining to the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Magdum, appropriating the sum of 530,994 pesos and 46 centavos only.
Item number 13 is referred to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and Barangay Affairs.
We have two additional items, Madam
Yes,
President.
proceed.
Under letters and communications, letter dated February 2, coming from the Honorable City Mayor. This pertains to the CDRRMC Resolution Number 7, Series of 2026, entitled, "A Resolution Recommending to the Sangguniang Panlungsod the declaration of a state of calamity in Tagum City due to the effects of a shear line and easterlies weather systems for urgent action."
Item number 1 is referred to the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management.
Number 2, Madam President, letter
Yes.
dated March 2, still come from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft artist performance contract to be entered by and between the city government of Tagum and the following artists, performers, in celebration of the Araw ng Tagum for urgent action. Letter A, Bobita and Tekla. Letter B, Gabriel Paulo Lagman. And letter C, Prince Ace Clemente.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Tourism and Sisterhood Ties and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. Let us now proceed to the committee reports. What is the pleasure of the committee chair of the Committee on Public Information and Media Affairs? Councilor Lemos is recognized.
1 minute recess, Madam Chair.
The chair declares for a 1-minute recess.
Report number 1, series of 2026 on Committee on Public Information and Media Affairs. Since all members of the body were already furnished with copies of this committee report, I move for the adoption of, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this committee report. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Revita, Eliot, Aala, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of committee report number 1, series of 2026. I so move, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, committee report number 1, submitted by the Committee on Public Information and Media Affairs, is hereby adopted. Next committee report.
Madam,
Yes, Councilor Kaasi.
thank you, Madam Chair. This pertains to the Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series of 2026 by the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges on February 26, 2026 at 11 a.m. at Aspect Session Hall, New City Hall Building. This pertains to the Memorandum of Agreement between the Bureau of Fisheries, Aquatic Resources, City Government of Tagum, and the 20 beneficiaries of one unit 21-footer fiberglass reinforced plastic boat. I move to dispense with the reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, Revita, and Rillion. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 2, submitted by the Committee on Agriculture and Food and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next committee report.
This pertains to the Joint Committee Report Number 6, Series of 2026, on the Joint Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges on February 26, 2026 at 11:30 a.m. here at SP Session Hall, New City Hall Building, with only one subject matter. This pertains to the deed of donation for the parcel of land owned by the following donors intended for the road right-of-way and open spaces located at Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, in favor of the city government of Tagum. First is Romano R. Gilio, and second is Andre Carlo Ching. I move to dispense with the reading of this joint committee report, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Caasi, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Ala. And there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Moved by Councilor Caasi. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 6, submitted by the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Laws. Councilor Lemos is
Thank you, Madam Chair.
recognized.
This is Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026. Since all members of this body were already furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this committee report. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, duly seconded by Councilors Revita, Catayas, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of Joint Committee Report Number 1. I so move, Madam Chair.
Is there any discussion, any amendment, any objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, and Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities, is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Health. Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Surrender Joint Committee Report Number 3, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Health and on Laws. The subject matter of this report is the 31st Regular Session Letter Referral Number 3, Draft Memoranda of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum with the following partner hospitals, pharmacies, and laboratory or diagnostic centers for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the firmer to wit. A. Priomed Pharma Enterprises Incorporated with Medical Mission Group Hospital and Health Services Cooperative of Tagum, True Lab Diagnostics Incorporated, Perpetual Medical Multi-Specialty and Diagnostics Incorporated, MediLife Laboratory and Diagnostic Center, Cures Pharmacy, and Pharmacity Medical Supplies Trading. I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of this joint committee report.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Minor amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, on the portion for recommendations.
Before the
Sorry.
amendment, move first for the adoption.
I move for the adoption of this committee report.
Okay, is there any discussion, any amendment?
Yes, Madam Presiding Officer.
Proceed.
On the portion for recommendations, particularly on the third bullet, I move that the word 31st be changed to 32nd.
Okay. Moved by Councilors Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala, Revita, Eliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved. And if there is no objection to the main motion, Joint Committee Report Number 3, submitted by the Committee on Health, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted with one amendment. Next committee report, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. On behalf of the members of the two committees, the Committee on Public Works, Facilities, and Utilities, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026. This was conducted last February 26, 2026 at 10:15 in the morning with the subject matter, number 1, letter dated January 28, 2026 of the local chief executive. This is in relation to the furnished copy the Sangguniang Barangay of Madaom through its resolution number 20, series 2025, entitled A Resolution Interposing No Objection to the Proposed Oil Depot Project and Other Future Projects of Garinan Economic Zone Incorporated, provided that affected residents shall not be displaced unless a proper relocation site is first provided. For the second item being deliberated by the members of the Joint Committee was that of the letter dated January 26, 2026 of Honorable Ray T. Uy, the City Mayor, addressed to the City Vice Mayor relating the proposed memorandum of agreement by and between the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 11, and the Local Government Unit of Tagum City regarding the installation of traffic signalization included in the scope of work for projects being implemented by DPWH Region 11 under contract with J.D. Lindo Builders OPC. And the last item being deliberated by the members of the Sangguniang, of the committee rather, of two committees, is that of the referral transmittal addressed to the members of the Sangguniang by the City Development Council Executive Committee through its resolution number 16, 2025. A resolution endorsing to Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum the transfer of location of two infrastructure projects of the city government. Considering, Madam Chair, that all members has a copy of this committee report, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Iliot. And there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move finally, Madam Chair, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted.
Another,
Next.
Madam Presiding Officer.
Proceed.
Again, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series 2026. This was conducted last February 26, 2026 at 9:28 in the morning with the following subject matter being deliberated. Number 1 was that of the letter dated February 12, 2026 from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the honorable members of the Sangguniang through the City Vice Mayor. The draft resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to negotiate a loan to duly authorized government banks to finance pre-identified projects, namely acquisition of lots with improvement, completion of school buildings, establishments of children's park, acquisition of heavy equipment, service vehicles, and LED wall with an amount of 507,167,676 pesos, subject to the conduct of generally accepted studies to determine the level of importance and necessity. And item number 2 being deliberated was that of Resolution number 1, Series 2026, entitled A Resolution Recommending the Availment of New Loan amounting to 507,167,676 pesos only under the terms and conditions provided in the initial offer sheet of the Development Bank of the Philippines. And for letter B of item number 2 was that of the supporting document through a resolution number 3, Series 2026 by the Local Finance Committee entitled A Resolution Authorizing the Local Chief Executive to Negotiate a Loan with the Development Bank of the Philippines to finance the projects as mentioned earlier. And letter C, also a resolution number 4 of the Local Finance Committee, Series 2026, entitled a resolution recommending the acceptance of new offer sheet from the Development Bank of the Philippines for the new loan amounting to the amount as stated earlier. So there are 4 items being deliberated by the members of the Joint Committee. And again, Madam Chair, considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod has a copy of this Joint Committee Report number 2 of the 2 committees, submitted by the 2 committees, Committee on Finance and Laws, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Chair, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted.
Another, Madam Chair,
Yes, proceed.
for and on behalf of the members of the Joint Committee, the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, and the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report number 3, Series 2026. This was conducted last February 26, 2026 at 11:05 in the morning with one subject matter being deliberated by the Joint Committee. This is in relation to the letter dated December 22, 2025 of the local chief executive addressed to the honorable members of the Sangguniang through the city vice mayor, the draft memorandum of agreement between the city government of Tagum and Kabugan Fisherfolk Association, or known as KAPA, for proposed project, Shallow, Safe Haven for Life Below Water. This is an ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat and restoration. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, since all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod have already furnished with a copy, the contents of which I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Revita, Aala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I therefore move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 3, submitted by the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted.
Another, Madam
Proceed.
Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and the Committee on Barangay Affairs, allow me to submit and present this Joint Committee Report number 4, Series 2026. This was conducted last February 27, 2026 at 2 p.m. with the subject matter. One is, this is in relation to the transmitted annual budget for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Barangay Mangkilam, amounting the sum of 58,367,000 pesos. And number 2, which was being deliberated by the Joint Committee, was that of the annual budget as endorsed by the Punong Barangay of Barangay Visayan Village through Honorable Alfredo B. De Vera, relating their annual budget for calendar year 2026, amounting to 61,250,682. Again, Madam Chair, this particular Joint Committee Report was already distributed to the members of the Sangguniang. I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Rubinos, and also Revita. And there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move finally, Madam Chair, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 4, submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriations and Barangay Affairs, is hereby adopted. Some more committee reports. There being none, let us now proceed to the calendar of business. Councilor Lemos, the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Laws, is hereby recognized. Calendar of business.
I move for the approval of the calendar of business as reflected in the order of business for the 32nd notice of regular session. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Rillion, and Catayas. Is there any discussion, any amendment to the calendar of business?
Amendment, Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilor
May I know
Lemos.
the resolution number, proposed resolution number?
Madam President, that would be resolution number 516.
516. Amendment for inclusion, Madam Chair, is proposed resolution number 516 entitled a resolution authorizing the Honorable City Vice Mayor E. Balorin E. Estabilio to enter into and sign a contract of service with the University of Mindanao Broadcasting Network, UMBN DXDN, represented by its OIC Station Manager, Mr. Roy T. Johnson, for the live airing of Sangguniang Panlungsod session. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Coquilla, Eliot, Aala, Rubinos, Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, resolution number 516 is included under unassigned business. Summer inclusions, yes, Councilor. How about Councilor Lemos? There is another resolution about the FM radio broadcasting station.
The committee report requires, the committee requires to submit their after performance, but since they failed to submit the report, we deferred the approval until after the submission of that report.
Okay, very well.
Only the XDN.
Only the XDN. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, Councilor Ong.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Is the resolution number 516 correct, Mr.
517.
517. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Since this is certified urgent by our local chief executive, I move for its inclusion in our calendar of business under unassigned business resolution number 517, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement on behalf of the City Government of Tagum for the Araw ng Tagum events titled An Evening of Laughter and Entertainment. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Lemos. There being no objection, resolution number 517 is included under unassigned business. Some more? Councilor Rubinos.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Amendments for inclusion under unassigned business. Resolution number 518. Resolution declaring the city of Tagum under state of calamity due to the effects of the shoreline and the Sterlis weather system. I so move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, duly seconded by Councilors Uy Salazar, Catayas, and Coquilla. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 518 is included under unassigned business. Okay, some more inclusions, Councilor Uy Salazar.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 519, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Priomed Pharma Enterprises Incorporated for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, resolution number 519 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer. I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 520, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Medical Mission Group Hospital and Health Services Cooperative of Tagum for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Resolution number 520, as moved by Councilor Uy Salazar. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? Any second? Seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Revita, and Kaasi. Is there any objection? There being none, therefore resolution number 520 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 521, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with True Lab Diagnostics Incorporated for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Coquilla, Catayas, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 521 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 522, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Perpetual Medical Multi-Specialty and Diagnostics Incorporated for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 522 is included under unassigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 523, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with MediLife Laboratory and Diagnostic Center for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Coquilla and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 523 is included under unassigned business.
And another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 524, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Mayor Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Cures Pharmacy for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text, resolution number 524 is included under unassigned business.
Lastly, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 525, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Pharma City Medical Supplies Trading for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Kaasi, Coquilla, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 525 is included under unassigned business. Some more inclusions, yes, Councilor Kaasi.
For inclusion under unassigned business, resolution number 526, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement with the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or BFAR, relative to the implementation of the 5FB Pagbabago Livelihood Development Program in the City of Tagum. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas, and there being no objection, therefore resolution number 526 is included under unassigned business. Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Sign business, draft resolution number 527. May I ask confirmation if this is 527? Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair.
With the title, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray Uy, City Mayor, to enter and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a memorandum of agreement with the Kabugan Fisherfolk Association, or KAPA, for the proposed Project Shallow, Safe Haven for Life Below Water, ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat and restoration. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Kaasi, Catayas, and Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 527 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer,
Proceed.
as recommended by the Joint Committee on Finance and Laws through Joint Committee Report number 2, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 528, Series 2026, with the title, a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray Uy, to negotiate a loan with Development Bank of the Philippines to finance the pre-identified projects and purpose, namely acquisition of lots with improvement, completion of school buildings, establishment of Children's Park Phase 2, acquisition and installation of solar lights, renovation of Tagum City Public Market, and acquisition of heavy equipment, service vehicles, and LED wall with an amount of 507,167,676 pesos, subject to the conduct of generally accepted studies to determine the level of importance and necessity. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, resolution number 528 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Chair, this was recommended through Joint Committee Report number 1 by the Committee on Public Works and Laws. I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 529, Series 2026, with the title, a resolution approving the cancellation and transfer of location of 2 infrastructure projects of the City Government of Tagum and authorizing the reallocation of funds for the purpose subject to the compliance of all pertinent laws and procedures. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Eliot. There being no objection, resolution number 529 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Chair, this is the recommendation of the Joint Committee Report number 4, Series 2026 by the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation and the Committee on Barangay Affairs. I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 530, Series 2026, with the title, a resolution confirming the annual budget for calendar year 2026 of Barangay Mangkilam, Tagum City, amounting to 58,367,000 only, subject to compliance with the requirements set forth under Joint Committee Report number 1, Series 2026, dated January 7, 2026, and declaring the fuel, oil, and lubricants expense amounting to 3 million pesos inoperative. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 530 is included under unassigned business.
Another, Madam Chair, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 531, Series of 2026, with the title, a resolution confirming the annual budget for calendar year 2026 of Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, amounting to 61,250,682 pesos only, subject to compliance with the requirements set forth under Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, dated January 7, 2026, and declaring the fuel, oil, and lubricants expense amounting to 3,250,000 pesos inoperative. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Iliot, and there being no objection, resolution number 531 is included under unassigned business.
And lastly, Madam Chair, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 532, series of 2026, with the title, A Resolution Forwarding and Elevating to the Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG, the matter of non-compliance and failure of the Sangguniang barangays of Visayan Village and Mangkilam to submit the required documents as requested by the Joint Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation and Barangay Affairs for appropriate action and the imposition of any administrative sanctions as may be warranted. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, therefore, resolution number 532 is included under unassigned business. Some more inclusions? There being none, back to the main motion as amended 17 times. Is there any objection? There being none, therefore, the calendar of business as amended 17 times is hereby approved. Let us now proceed to unfinished business.
Under unfinished business, first item is resolution number 507, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Reti Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum the tripartite agreement with the Rotary Club of Tagum and the Department of Trade and Industry, Davao del Norte Provincial Office, for the implementation of Bambuhay program.
Yes, Councilor Ong.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. During the discussion last 31st regular session, the subject matter was deferred due to the following reasons. Number one, exact funding shall be indicated in the Memorandum of Agreement with certification from the City Budget Office. And number two, it needs to obtain 2/3 votes of the members if there's financial liability from the city government of Tagum. But upon the review and rediscussion with the Tagum City Business and Incentive Center, it was reclarified that the LGU will not have financial liability or obligations to the Bambuhay program. The LGU will, however, extend support by providing logistical support, facilities, and venues to the participants as stated under Article number 2 of the Memorandum of Agreement. With that, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Okay, so moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Kaasi, Rillion, Catayas, and Aala. Is there any discussion, any amendment?
For amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that under Article 6 of the Memorandum of Agreement shall read as follows. Article 6, implementation. The implementation of this agreement shall be anchored on the commitment of the DTI Davao del Norte and the City Government of Tagum, which shall jointly facilitate the program through the provisions of trainings, product development, initiatives, and product marketing activities, including the necessary logistics and manpower support. The Rotary Club of Tagum shall provide complementary support in the form of technical assistance, training materials, resource persons, and other in-kind contributions necessary to the effective implementation of the training program. I move that the amendments to this memorandum be adopted, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ong, duly seconded by Councilor Aala and Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion to the amendment, amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, such amendment is hereby approved.
Other amendment, Madam Presiding
Proceed.
Officer, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this measure.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Coquilla.
Madam Presiding Officer,
Yes.
after. I am manifesting, Madam Presiding Officer, since we will be the signatory of this particular project, being the president of the Rotary, I reserve my right to vote, Madam Chair, so that this would not be, again, as a form of delicadeza, Madam Chair.
Okay, very well. That is duly noted. Okay, there was a pending motion. Okay, if there is no objection, then all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
For further amendment, Madam Presiding
Seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos.
Since all members present are in favor except for Councilor Coquilla, who inhibited himself from participating in the voting, resolution number 507 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 508, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum, the memorandum of agreement with the Davao del Norte State College for the implementation of Blue Economy underpinning global sustainability through adaptive innovations technology business incubator or BUGSAI TBI.
Councilor Ong is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, during the last 31st regular session, the subject matter was deferred due to the following reasons. Number one, exact funding shall be indicated in the memorandum of agreement with certification from the City Budget Office. And number two, need to obtain 2/3 votes of the members if there's financial liability from the city government of Tagum. The LGU of Tagum will not have a financial obligation to this program as it is. We will only serve as a support system to our startups and innovators in identifying qualified applicants for referral to the Davao del Norte State College. With that, I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding
Moved
Officer.
by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Aala, Catayas, and Kaasi. Is there any discussion? Amendment.
For amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that under Article 8, arrangement shall read as follows. Other aspects of the cooperation and collaborative activities under this agreement not previously emphasized shall be undertaken accordingly to the availability of each party's resources and capacities. Each party shall assume responsibility for the fulfillment of its respective obligations under this memorandum of agreement. I move that this amendment be approved, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Coquilla and Aala. Is there any discussion? Amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, therefore, Article 8 shall be duly amended.
Another amendment, Madam Presiding Officer. I move that all members present be co-proponents of this measure.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Revita, and Aala. And there being no objection, all members present shall be co-proponents of resolution number 508.
For further amendment, I move that this measure be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Ridon. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 50.
Of Mindanao Broadcasting Network or UMBN DXDN, represented by its OIC station manager, Mr. Roy T. Johnson, for the live airing of Sangguniang Panlungsod sessions.
Proceed, Councilor Lemos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since advance copies of this proposed resolution number 516 was already furnished to all members of this body, I move to dispense the reading of the whole text of this proposed resolution. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the approval of this proposed resolution number 516 in second reading. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilor Aala, Catayas, and Kaasi. Is there any discussion? Amendment?
Discussion, Madam Chair.
Proceed.
This is the policy of the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum to uphold the principles of transparency, accountability, and full public disclosure in the performance of this legislative function. And the most effective means of ensuring that the constituents of Tagum City are fully informed of the proceedings, debates, and legislative actions of their representatives is through the live broadcast of the weekly sessions via radio, which remains an effective, accessible, and far-reaching medium of communication. And we opt to select DXDN, being one of the equally capable of and has a technical capability to cover the entire city to broadcast live our session, Madam Chair. So since we have also a budget for this during our general budget appropriation, which is also funded to the office of the Vice Mayor, it is just proper that we will renew the contract of DXDN so that our argument will be heard through live, especially the argument of Mr. Kaloy Catayas, Madam Chair.
Very well, thank you for that.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Just to make sure that there will be no undue influence, the chair is relinquishing the presiding officer is relinquishing the chair to Councilor Coquilla since the Honorable Council is authorizing the presiding officer. So Councilor Coquilla, please preside until the approval of this measure.
Presentation will act as the temporary presiding officer for this particular item. This item is in relation to resolution number 516, which authorizes our vice mayor. And since the signatory of the memorandum agreement will be the vice mayor, so it is right and proper to appoint the temporary presiding officer. So with that, we will proceed now to the deliberation. Do we have some items for deliberation under this particular resolution? The good councilor from Barangay Visayan Village is requested to state your manifestation.
Yes, I already discussed, Mr. Chair, the essence of this proposed resolution number 516. So there is a need to renew the contract of the XDN and the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum City, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So do we have other discussion for interpellation? If there's none, let's proceed now we will close now the period of discussion. Let's proceed now to the period of amendment.
I move that all members present be made co-proponent of this measure.
There's a motion that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this draft resolution number 516. Do we have second? Duly seconded by Councilors Robinos, Councilor Ala, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Perez, Councilor Rivita, and Councilor Kaasi. Do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Please proceed to another amendment.
Finally, Mr. Chair, I move that these measures be finally approved in third reading. I so move.
Second and final reading.
Second and final reading.
There's a motion that this be approved for second and final reading. Duly seconded by Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Rivita. Do we have discussion? If there's no discussion, do we have objection? If there's no objection, motion approved. Do we have to ratify to determine the votes? May we request the Secretary to the Sangguniang to determine the votes?
As in favor, we have Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Mr. President, all members present are in favor.
Since all members are in favor, finally, draft resolution number 516 is approved for second and final reading. The motu proprio, the chair declares for a few minutes recess.
Thank you, Councilor Coquilla. Let us now proceed to the next.
Next item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 517, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign an artist contract agreement on behalf of the City Government of Tagum for the Araw ng Tagum event entitled An Evening of Laughter and Entertainment.
Councilor Ong is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members has been furnished a copy of the resolution.
There being no objection. Okay.
I'm, my motion was to dispense with the reading.
Since there is no objection, the reading of its full text is hereby dispensed.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Just a brief discussion, Madam Presiding Officer. The Evening of Laughter and Entertainment aims to promote tourism, culture, and community engagement in consonance to the celebration of 28th Araw ng Tagum. Therefore, I am soliciting the support of my fellow members of the 10 City Council as this is certified urgent by our local chief executive. And also, reflecting on our screen are the artists that we've invited to entertain our fellow Tagumeños.
As employer,
That is all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you for that. Proceed.
For amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, under the draft resolution, that the now therefore part shall harmonize with the title of the resolution, Madam Presiding Officer.
Very well. Discussion, and before that, yes, discussion, Councilor Coquilla.
For this particular item, Madam Presiding Officer, there are artists. This is about artists.
Yes, yes.
That was being again scouted by the City Tourism Office. So so that we will know on how many minutes, what are those genre that they have to present, and may we know if they are clothed with, because there are performances, Madam Presiding Officer, that it's SGB and or off limits to children. So may we know if that's included in the contract, because that's a clear violation of in protecting and on the censorship, Madam Presiding Officer. So may we know if all those things was or were stipulated under its contract. And on the other note, Madam Presiding Officer, is on the amusement tax. May we know if this particular amount be inclusive of amusement tax, because this is the performance this will entertain, and this will be covered by withholding tax. So may we know on all these items that were being discussed by the artist.
Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Madam Presiding Officer, to answer the query of the honorable gentleman. In the contract of the artist, it is stipulated that per artist, the event details of wherein they will perform during the time period given provided to them, and also under their contract, Section 2, Scope of Services number 4, that it is also stipulated that they should ensure that the entirety of the performance, including but not limited to the musical selection, spills, visuals, costumes, choreography, and other related content shall be suitable for public, family-oriented audience and consistent with the theme of celebrating local culture and heritage in connection with the 28th Araw ng Tagum. Also for the taxation query, it is also, hold on.
Tama si Tikla. 2 hours pa nakabutang. Bisaya. I-suspend na lang ato pangutanon ang kuan tourism. I-suspend lang na loy kay
Okay. I move to suspend the... No?
Recess.
I move for recess, Madam
The chair
President.
declares. Okay, session now resumes.
The session now resumes. For the taxation part under Section 4, Obligations of the City, under letter C, it is stipulated that the process and facilitated payment of the agreed performance fee strictly in accordance with applicable government budgeting, accounting, auditing laws, rules, and regulations. So they are bound by the taxation as to like the withholding tax and such.
Very well. As to, from the chair, do you have a certification from the budget office for availability of funds?
We will request, however, the budget for this, Madam Presiding Officer, has already been included for the budgeting of the Araw ng Tagum.
Okay.
Naan siya na budgeting.
Tibuok na duration sa budget sa...
Naka-itemize na siya.
Naka-itemize during the presentation of the budget here in the body.
So, naa siya sa budget.
Yes, Madam Presiding
Very
Officer.
well. Sige, proceed.
I move for a 1-minute recess.
The chair declares for a minute recess.
Total budget lagi
Oh.
sa araw. Katuon ta.
Nakabutang siya dito?
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that the internal rules be suspended.
Moved by Councilor Ong for the suspension of internal rules. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Taasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore rules are now suspended.
Madam Presiding Officer, I'm inviting the presence of our City Tourism Officer, Geraldine Abella, to answer the queries of the co-members.
Very well.
A pleasant afternoon to our presiding officer, Vice Mayor Honorable Eva Lorraine Estabilio, and to the members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum. This is in relation to our engagement with the national celebrities for the celebration of the 20th Araw ng Tagum, entitled An Evening of Laughter and Entertainment. This will be on March 7. We will start at 7 o'clock. We have our local, with our local talents will be performing, and at 8 o'clock, our national celebrities will be the one to perform until 11 o'clock. It will start at 8 with Gab Lagman, the first national celebrity, and then to be followed after 30 minutes to be followed by by Mr. Prince Clemente, another 30 minutes, and then to be followed by Bubita and Tekla from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. So these two celebrities are the GMA Jewels. No? They are from GMA 7. Yes, sir.
Point of correction, ma'am, because a while ago you have said that from 9 a.m. to 11
9 p.m. pala, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's p.m., sorry. That's in the evening. Sorry.
Okay na.
So, thank you for that information. There was a previous query from Councilor Coquilla if it is stipulated in the contract as to the taxes to be paid.
Yes. So there was a question, Ma'am Gigi, with regards to the knowledge of the artist with regards to the taxation of the stipend that they will receive.
Yeah. With that content, we already informed the artists prior to the engagement that they will be taxed in accordance with the government laws and regulations. But the tax will be reflected in the payroll. That's our regular. The same with our regular processing of documents. And since this is not a paid show, this is a public show, open, it's a free show, funded by the city government of Tagum in the amount of 800,000, although we will still provide VIP passes to give reserved seats for the officials like you and other sponsors of the Musikahan and in the Araw ng Tagum. We will also provide seats for them and other VIP and barangay officials. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Ma'am,
Councilor
maybe
Aala.
it would be better if you have already informed the artist, but to safeguard also the local government city of Tagum, maybe put on the agreement, ma'am, the exact percent of the tax that will be deducted to their talent fee, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
May we know on what would be now the issuances of receipt? Do you have the receipt to provide to the city? Because that's subject for accounting.
Sir,
They will provide us the receipt?
no, sir, because the processing is through payroll, not through procurement.
Okay. So meaning to say that it's through payroll?
Payroll, they will sign in the payroll.
Okay, thank you.
And they will provide all necessary documents to be attached in the payroll.
Okay,
So any other questions? So since there are no more further questions, Madam Presiding Officer, thank you, Ma'am Gigi. I move for the restoration of the rules and regulation.
rules are now restored. Okay, proceed, Councilor Ong.
Um, for resolution number 517 for amendment, that this piece of measure be subject to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, resolution number 517 is subject to form and style.
Another amendment, Madam Presiding Officer. I move that all members present be co-proponents of this measure.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Datu Eric Perez, Councilor Revita, Catayas, and Aala, and there being no objection, all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
For further amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, I move that this measure be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Ong, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 517 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 518, a resolution declaring the city of Tagum under state of calamity due to the effects of the shear line and easterlies weather systems.
Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of resolution number 518, I move to dispense with its reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Presiding Officer. On February 2026, a heavy rainfall warning was issued to the shear line, wind convergence, and easterlies, which brought incessant rains that resulted in flooding in 14 barangays in Tagum City, causing displacement of thousands of individuals and families, damage to agriculture, and disruption of essential services. Pursuant to Rule 12, Section 2 of the IRR of RA 10121 states that the declaration of state of calamity may also be issued by local Sangguniang upon the recommendation of the LDRRMC based on the results of the damage assessment and need analysis. Madam Chair, based on the consolidated situational report and rapid damage assessment and needs analysis of Tagum City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office as of February 27, 2026, the following impacts were: first, 18,669 families or 74,545 individuals were directly affected. Second, 1,247 families or 4,020 individuals were displaced. Third, 2 houses were totally damaged. Fourth, 802 farmers were affected across 14 barangays with damage to crops and livestock amounting to 31,634,756, and fifth, damage to roads in 7 barangays amounting to 1,844,647.88, and sixth, disruption of lifelines including power interruptions. Seventh, suspension of classes at all levels across the city to shear line and easterlies. That's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
So thank you for that information. Okay, no queries from the members. Just an observation from the presiding officer. The meeting of the City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council was attended by mostly representatives. as reflected in the
Last Friday.
minutes. Yeah. Okay, anyway, proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be co-proponents.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliott, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 518 is approved and second and final reading. Next item.
Next item, Madam Chair, is resolution number 519, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Priomed Pharma Enterprises Incorporated for the continued implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all the 7 draft resolutions, namely draft resolution numbers 519 to 525, which I previously moved for inclusion under unassigned business, are of the same nature, character, purpose, and intent, and are under the same program of the City Government of Tagum, may I be allowed to move for the omnibus discussion and approval of the said resolutions?
Yes, very well. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of draft resolution numbers 519 to 525, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the said draft resolutions.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for their approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Yes, point of information, Madam Presiding Officer. This memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and its accredited partners, consisting of private hospitals, pharmacies, and laboratory diagnostic centers, operationalize the city's medical assistance program under City Ordinance Number 1017, Series of 2022, as amended, or the Tabang Medical Program. Their core purpose is to ensure that indigent and financially incapacitated residents of Tagum City are able to access necessary hospitalization and medical services through a guarantee letter system funded by the city. Through these agreements, the city guarantees payment subject to appropriation and auditing rules, while partner hospitals commit to provide services, submit regular financial and physical reports, and comply with government accounting and COA regulations. The essence of these MOAs lies in strengthening public-private partnership in health service delivery by expanding access beyond government facilities, helping beneficiaries from immediate financial burden, and ensuring transparency in the use of public funds. Common salient features include clearly defined duties of both parties, eligibility and availment guidelines with assistance ceilings, a designated funding source under locally funded projects, and safeguard provisions including the one-year effectivity with renewal option. Taken together, these MOAs create a uniform, accountable, and responsive framework that reinforces the city's commitment to accessible and well-regulated healthcare assistance for its constituents. To emphasize, Madam Presiding Officer, the Joint Committee recommended that the partner institutions, which are partnership or corporate entities, shall secure and submit to the Joint Committee a duly issued board resolution or secretary's certificate authorizing the representative named in the memorandum of agreement to sign the same. Also, we have asked from them copies of their duly renewed business permits for calendar year 2026 and their respective license to operate. The members of the committees also recommended that the resolutions covering partners who have complied with all documentary requirements be calendared for approval on second and final reading during today's regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod, and those resolutions covering partners who have not yet submitted the documentary requirements shall be approved on the succeeding regular session, conditioned upon the submission of such necessary documents. And with delight, this representation informs this chamber that all of our partners have satisfactorily complied with all the documents required from them. For those operating as partnerships, such as Priomed Pharma Enterprises Incorporated, and as corporations such as TrueLab Diagnostics Incorporated, Perpetual Medical Multi-Specialty and Diagnostics Incorporated, and Medical Mission Group Hospital and Health Services Cooperative of Tagum, has submitted their secretary certificates for said purpose, except for Perpetual, which submitted a board resolution. They also submitted their business permits and licenses to operate. As for the partners operating as sole proprietorship, namely MediLife Laboratory and Diagnostic Center, Cures Pharmacy, and Pharmacity Medical Supplies Trading, they submitted their licenses to operate and business permits. Madam Presiding Officer, all members of this council, as well as the Presiding Officer and the Secretary to the Sangguniang, were already furnished with copies of said documentary requirements, which I believe are now on your tables for your perusal. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Councilor Uy Salazar. If there are no queries, then proceed to the amendments.
Omnibus Amendment, Madam Presiding Officer. I move that those draft resolutions which do not indicate names of the witnesses in the Memorandum of Agreement be accordingly amended to reflect the name of Dr. Arnel R. Florendo, City Health Officer, and Mr. Edgar C. De Guzman, the City Administrator.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, that amendment is approved.
Another omnibus amendment, Madam Presiding Officer. I move that this be subject to form and style, particularly to inscribe the appropriate resolution numbers in the contracting parties.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. And if there is no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
If there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of these draft resolutions.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of these 7 resolutions.
I move that draft resolutions numbers 519 to 525 be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution numbers 519, 520, 521, 522, 523, 524, and 525 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is a resolution number 526, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Reti Uy, to enter into and sign the Memorandum of Agreement with the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or BFAR, relative to the implementation of the FB Pagbabago Livelihood Development Program in the City of Tagum.
Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to dispense with the reading of Resolution Number 526, Series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Revita and Aala, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Chair. The Pagbabago Livelihood Development Program of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources is intended to provide fiberglass reinforced plastic fishing boats to qualified municipal fisherfolks as livelihood support. As primary qualification, the beneficiary must be a resident of the City of Tagum and an active fisherman or mananagat. All prospective beneficiaries undergo a background verification and validation process to ensure their legitimacy, proper registration under the appropriate fisherfolk registry systems, and compliance with the requirements of the program. These ensure that all identified beneficiaries undergo proper assessment and qualification procedures prior to the endorsement and approval under this program. With this, Madam Chair, we have 20 identified beneficiaries from 5 coastal barangays of Tagum City. And for further transparency, these are the beneficiaries of the 21-footer fiberglass reinforced plastic boat. These are Renato Y. Sonsona, Junil G. Teves, Samuel P. Sombero, Charito M. Pagrad, Eder C. Pitwa, Ruel C. Poligrates, Paul Jun C. Macauling, Mahid K. Lomangal, Odysseus L. Hastiliana, Vicente Henogin, Abraham P. Gonzalez Jr., Ryan A. Hanida, Cruz Piro C. Encarnado Sr., Mario L. Jola, Archie L. Dawal, Romel C. Cantilang, Teddy G. Basbas Jr., Titing M. Atawan, Crispin Z. Angel, and Alexander B. Alaban, all from our coastal barangays in Tagum City, from barangays Busaon, Madaum, San Isidro, Bingkungan, and Libuganon, respectively, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that information. Proceed.
Amendment, Madam Chair.
Yes, proceed.
That as resolved furthermore shall be read as follows: that copies of this resolution be furnished to the Office of the City Mayor, Office of the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, and Office of the City Agriculture Office, and Office of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, Regional Field Office, Region 11. Madam Chair, I so move.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Uy Salazar, and Aala. And there being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
Finally, Madam Chair, that all members physically present shall be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Catayas, and Aala. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move to approve on second and final reading Resolution Number 526, Series of 2026, Madam
Moved by
Chair.
Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Arillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore Resolution Number 526 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next is Resolution Number 527, a resolution authorizing Honorable Reti Uy, City Mayor, to enter and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with the Kabugan Fisherfolk Association for the proposed project, a shallow or safe haven for life below water, ecosystem-based adaptation through mangrove habitat and restoration.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Joint Committee that handle this through Joint Committee Report Number 3 that handles this resolution. May I be allowed to present and this draft resolution number 527 with the title as presented by presented by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, and copy of which was already distributed to the members of the Sangguniang, and as attached to the Joint Committee, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Chair, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Just a brief presentation, Madam Chair, that this particular project of the City Government of Tagum is as an offshoot of our project proposal to the Department of Finance. Because the Department of Finance has it's a special program for environmental program. And since we have already submitted our project proposal, and we are very thankful to the Department of Finance for handing over to the City Government of Tagum an amount more or less 8 million pesos to distribute amongst the beneficiaries of this shallow project. S stands for safe, H stands for heaven, L stands for life below water, and this is mangroves. So they will be their produce seedlings will be paid by the city to an amount of 10 pesos per seedling. Meaning to say that the residents and or members of the Kabugan Fisherfolk Association will be the beneficiary of this one. At the same time, will be paid by the city as a result of the production of their propagules of mangrove. And these mangroves will be to be planted along the coastline within the within Kabugan, specifically in Sitio Kabugan, Barangay Busaon. So we are very thankful to the Department of Finance for handing over to the city the amount intended for this purpose. Thank you.
Thank you for that information, Councilor Coquilla. Any queries? There being none, proceed to the amendments.
On the amendment portion, Madam Chair, that the number for Sangguniang Resolution number 527 be inscripted in the under the city government of Tagum, being the party that will engage with Kabugan Fisherfolk Association. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Chair, that all the stipulations of this draft resolution number 527, including the content of the memorandum of agreement, be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala, Catayas, Kaasi, and Revita. And there being no objection, therefore, these resolutions shall be the subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Chair, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of resolution number 527.
I move finally, Madam Chair, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rilon. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 527 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 528, a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to negotiate a loan with Development Bank of the Philippines to finance the pre-identified projects and purpose, namely acquisition of lots with improvement, completion of school buildings, establishment of Children's Park Phase 2, acquisition and installation of solar lights, renovation of Tagum City Public Market, and acquisition of heavy equipment, service vehicles, and lead well with an amount of 507,167,676 pesos, subject to the conduct of generally accepted studies to determine the level of importance and necessity.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As attached to the Joint Committee Report number 2 is the copy of draft resolution number 528, Series 2026, and with the assumption that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod are present for this session have already read the content of this draft resolution, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala, Luis Salazar, Catayas, and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Chair, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Just information, Madam Presiding Officer, because we need to, again, be fully informed about the procedure for the availment of the loan. So for this particular item, Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution that will be deliberated by the members of the Council will cover only the resolution that authorizes our local chief executive to engage and or negotiate a loan with the Development Bank of the Philippines. Reason for, as a result of the choosing this bank, because of the closed envelope request to be submitted to the local finance committee, and two banking institutions have uh, submitted their offer sheet to the local finance committee, and upon review of the local finance committee as covered by the different local finance committee's resolution, that after the thorough review and evaluation of the offer sheet, DBP offered the most advantageous offer to the city government. That's why the local chief executive, through this resolution, will be authorized by the Sangguniang to negotiate. And this would be taken care of by the city treasurer's office. They will be the focal office to communicate, to submit necessary requirements to the bank prior for its approval, and subject also to the conduct of generally accepted studies to be determined by the City Planning and Development Office. So this is not yet final. The listing of all these objects for the availment of the loan is not yet final. Subject for the thorough review, evaluation to determine the level of importance and necessity. Under the resolve order, Madam Presiding Officer, it states here that resolve order that a comprehensive review and assessment be conducted to determine the necessity of the object of this loan, and that proper consultation with stakeholders be undertaken to address social concerns, ensure environmental compliance, evaluate project impacts, satisfy all other regulatory requirements essential for its implementation. And to this note, that we will be authorizing, but to not as an interpretation that the loan was already approved by the Sangguniang, but with interpretation that this particular authority will cover only on the procedure for the BLGF, Department of Finance requirements, and Central Bank requirements as to the loan availability, because our loanable amount will be to the tune of 700 million, but we will avail only of the lesser amount for 500 million. And for the debt servicing, Madam Presiding Officer, we are at the 14% level for to include with assumption that we will avail, with assumption if we have to avail of this loan, our debt servicing will be only at 14% level. But on the first year, on 2026, with assumption that this will be approved, 2027 rather, with the assumption that this will be approved, because there are stipulations in the contract that has grace period, meaning to say, on the first year, we will pay only the lesser amount. But on the 2027 and 2028, year 2027 and 2028, the debt service, our mandatory and statutory obligation will be up to 14%. That's the only time that we will be appropriating bigger amount for the payment of our loan obligation. So, full details, Madam Presiding Officer, could be available to the Office of this representation. We have all the matrix of the obligations engaged by the city government of Tagum, starting from those loans availed by the city have not yet been matured. So, meaning to say, we have all the projection studies for the city for the engagement of our loan. So, rest assured that this representation will consider through the different committees that will be again referred to the future referrals in so far as the result of the comprehensive review and assessment. And my suggestion, Madam Presiding Officer, is this comprehensive study must be confirmed and or ratified by the members of the Sangguniang to finally determine that the study have undergone a thorough review from the preparer, from the review committee, and finally to the Sangguniang Panlungsod. So I am soliciting support from the members of the council for the granting of authority to negotiate alone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that comprehensive discussion, Councilor Coquilla. Please proceed.
For the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, I move that all the stipulations under this resolution number 528, Series 2026, be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, then resolution number 528 shall be subjected to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 528 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 529, a resolution approving the cancellation and transfer of location of two infrastructure projects of the City Government of Tagum and authorizing the relocation of funds for the purpose subject to the compliance of all pertinent laws and procedures.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, for and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Public Works and the Committee on Laws, allow me to present this draft resolution number 529. And since this was being attached to the Joint Committee Report number 1, Series 2025, and with the assumption that all members have already read the content of this draft resolution number 529, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There be no objection. The reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Chair, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Catayas, Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Catayas and Aala. Is there any discussion?
Just for clarification, Madam Presiding Officer, that this particular draft resolution will cover the consideration and approval of this 10 Sangguniang Panlungsod for the cancellation of a certain identified projects before the previous administration, which were identified. The process for the bidding have already identified, but during the course of review, it was found out for item number 1, this is construction of multipurpose pavement at Villa Paraiso, Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, amounting to 250,000, that no roads anymore be repaired within Purok Villa Paraiso. So, which means that we will be again transferring the purpose of the fund and the materials to be transferred to and renamed, transferred to be transferred as multipurpose pavement at Purok 7, Lower Apocon, Tagum City. The same amount, no, only the budget for the labor was on hold because of the project identification. And based on the findings of the COA, this was covered by the COA after the presentation last Friday, Madam Chair, as a matter of their exit conference. This was one among the items being raised in the presentation. So, there are two projects that will be transferred, Madam Presiding Officer. One was that of multipurpose pavement at Barangay Visayan Village, particularly Purok Villa Paraiso. The second is construction of daycare center at Purok Santan, Barangay Bingkungan Daycare Center amounting to 1 million pesos. Since the identified location has no deed of donation and they find it difficult to secure the deed of donation, and finally decided by the local finance committee through the endorsement from the office of the mayor and with the assessment conducted by the city engineering office that this be transferred to still Barangay Bingkungan but of different Purok. Purok Ilang-Ilang, whose area is near the water refilling station being constructed by the city of Tagum. So which means that Barangay Bingkungan will be having a new daycare center near the newly acquired property of the city. Hence, we need to have this resolution so that all the procedures for to effect the construction will commence. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Any questions from the members? There being none, proceed to the amendments.
On the amendment for the title, Madam Chair, since there's a clerical error, that relocation will be substituted by appropriation. I move, Madam Chair, for the amendment of the title. The new title shall be read as follows. A resolution approving the cancellation and transfer application of 2 infrastructure projects of the city government of Tagum and authorizing the appropriation of funds for the purpose subject to the compliance of all pertinent laws and procedures. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala, Salazar, and Revita. There being no objection, this amendment is hereby approved.
And on the now therefore portion, Madam Chair, this will be in conformity with the title. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala and Revita, and there being no objection, this amendment is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Chair, that all the stipulations under this resolution number 529, Series 2026 be subjected to form and style, provided that there would be no changes as to the object of this resolution. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala and Salazar. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 529 shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilors Aala, Eliot, and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Eliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Ilion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 529 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is
Madam
resolution.
Presiding Officer, privilege motion for 1 minute recess.
The chair declares a 1-minute recess.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. That on record, Madam Presiding Officer, that the draft resolution number 530 with the title as indicated has already given appropriate number for resolution. I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that draft resolution number 530, Series 2026 be substituted by draft resolution base, when we say in simple terms. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, all the stipulations, and we have again consulted with the Office of the DILG Director of the city, and then we have no other choice but to confirm their annual budget subject, we call it as confirmation with condition, and one item to declare inoperative, because we are compelled by law to submit and or to come up with our strategic plan to conserve energy, conserve fuel, as mandated by DILG circular, Madam Presiding Officer. That's why we really ask for the supporting document for their fuel. So for the title, Madam Presiding Officer, it states here that temporarily the Sangguniang will declare the amount for oil and lubricants expense be inoperative. Reason is that they failed to submit their strategic plan on how to utilize the 3 million pesos for their declared vehicle. The vehicle that will be used, available vehicle, Madam Presiding Officer, is only one mini dam based on their presentation and other light vehicles of the barangay. So we need to know how they will spend it. And we offered to them that your justification must be because you will be requesting for the city of the availment support of the equipment, your counterpart will be the fuel, oil, and lubricants. Meaning to say, that would be form part of their consideration. But until now, they failed to submit necessary documents for the compliance of in compliance with the DILG memorandum circulars for the fuel, oil, and lubricants coverage. Hence, this resolution will confirm their annual budget and it will be subject to compliance with the requirements set forth under Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series 2026, dated January 2026, and declaring the fuel, oil, and lubricants expense amounting to 3 million pesos inoperative. And another concern here, Madam Presiding Officer, that this will be interpreted as that parts of said ordinance that were not declared inoperative remain in full force and effect, meaning only one item. And by the time that they will submit to us the requirements set forth under the law, that's the time that Sangguniang will convene, the committee will convene as a matter of referral for our appropriate action. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that, Councilor Coquilla. Yes, Councilor Aala is recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Ma'am, I'd just like to have a point of clarification with a while ago from a good gentleman from the Bisayan village, because he had already mentioned I name Kagawad Helen Sortes. It's just that Helen Sortes is not anymore a barangay Kagawad but a barangay secretary. That's all, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, so thank you for
Madam
that.
Presiding Officer, I move that to correct the stipulation for the name Helen A. Cortes be Sortes be she's not anymore the Kagawad but the barangay secretary. I move, Madam President.
Okay, so duly noted, Councilor Coquilla. Any more members who would like to ask questions, queries? Some more discussion. There being none, proceed, Councilor Coquilla, to the amendments.
The amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all stipulations that cover the entirety of draft resolution number 417, Series 2025, be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala, that the stipulations found in Resolution 417 be subject to form and style. And there being no objection, that motion is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Chair, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this draft resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of Resolution number 417.
I move finally, Madam Chair, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Lazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 417 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 531, a resolution confirming the annual budget for calendar year 2026 for Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, amounting to 61,250,682 pesos only, subject to compliance with the requirements set forth under Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, dated January 7, 2026, and declaring the fuel, oil, and lubricants expense amounting to 3,250,000 pesos inoperative.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since this resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, with the same intent and purpose, have already is a pre-numbered resolution, Madam Chair, I move for an amendment, the change of number from Resolution 531 Series 2026, that this be draft resolution number 416 Series 2025. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala, Catayas, and Revita. Is there any discussion, amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, therefore, that amendment is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, to dispense the reading of its full text. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Chair, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Kaasi, Catayas, and Aala. Any discussion?
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, for clarity and as part of the information to the members of the council, and of course for the barangay, most especially the Barangay Visayan Village. We regret to inform that a series of invitations have already accorded to the barangay for them to appear before the committee. And we regret also to inform that we waited before that 60 days period for the review of this particular annual budget. But we are in limbo whether or not what are the reasons why they will not submit to the joint committee as a matter of questions on accountability and transparency. And with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution will confirm their annual budget, and action of the Sangguniang will be a confirmation with condition and confirmation and declaration of item inoperative. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, for the record, that the documents requested from the Sangguniang Barangay include the following: equipment utilization and fuel utilization report of their vehicles and heavy equipment for the year 2025, programs, projects, and activities implementation plan for calendar year 2026, project monitoring report for calendar year 2025. These are the requirements, Madam Presiding Officer, for the case of programs, projects, and activities implementation plan, to include the full information to the POROC that there's a project with corresponding coverage, scope of works to their POROC, specifically on the locations, because we are mandated under the new circular, Madam Presiding Officer, that we will inform the barangay or the POROCs and the residents of the projects of the barangay and of the city. And for the project monitoring report, they will submit to the committee the items that were completed, declared completed, and non-completed. So that's why we need to know all these things. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, our support to the barangay is to confirm their annual budget, but less one item that would need some justification as to the purpose and intent of the amount. It's more about documentary requirements, Madam Presiding Officer. So I am soliciting again support from the members of the council since we are tied up with requirements under the law that we should act within 60 days. If we enacting but instead we will be confirming with condition and declaring item inoperative. So those are items that would be relayed to the Barangay Visayan Village. Though I am from Barangay Visayan Village, Madam Chair, but I am exerting all my efforts, Madam Presiding Officer, to reach out the barangay, but they failed to act within the required period under the law. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that information. Any interpellation? There being none, proceed to the amendments.
That, Madam Presiding Officer, I move that all the stipulations that covers the resolution, draft resolution number 416, Series 2025 be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore, the stipulations under Resolution number 416 shall be subject. Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 416 is approved on second and final reading. Next item, the last item.
Last item, Madam President.
Next item, the last item.
Last item, Madam President, is resolution number 532, a resolution forwarding and elevating to the Department of the Interior and Local Government the matter of non-compliance and failure of the Sangguniang barangays of Visayan Village and Magkilam to submit the required documents as requested by the Joint Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations, and Barangay Affairs for appropriate action and the imposition of any administrative sanctions as may be warranted.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank
what
you,
is
Madam
your
Presiding
pleasure?
Officer. As a result of the changes of a number of resolution, Madam Chair, I move that this resolution be amended to draft resolution number 530, Series 2026. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Uy Salazar. There being Councilor Uy Salazar. There being no objection, therefore, this shall be numbered as resolution number 530, series of 2026. Proceed. Series of 2026. Proceed. Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Uy Salazar, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text shall be dispensed with.
I move, Madam Chair, for approval for second reading, draft resolution number 530, Series 2026, with the title as provided by the Secretary to the Sangguniang. As provided by the Secretary to the Sangguniang. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Uy Salazar, Catayas, and Elliot. Is there any discussion?
Again, Madam Presiding Officer, for information that we need to inform barangays of their responsibility as to the submittal of documents as requested. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, the two barangays are reminded of the stipulations under Republic Act number 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, specifically Section 60. And also under Republic Act 6713, public officials are mandated to uphold professionalism, responsiveness, and accountability in the performance of their duties. And said barangays are reminded also of other laws that governs the function as to the compliance of some requests from other offices of the Madam Presiding Officer, just to highlight on our reminder to the two barangays of Republic Act number 7160, specifically Section 60, which lists gross negligence or dereliction of duty as grounds for administrative disciplinary actions. So with this, Madam Chair, we hope that the two barangays will submit. And again, we elevated this matter to the Department of Interior and Local Government because it is one among the mandate of their department, the DILG, on their supervisory function as to the barangay. So with this, Madam Chair, we hope that these barangays will again find time in submitting the necessary documents on time so that we can act also on time. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this is not only a reminder to the barangay, but a reminder to the offices of the city that in the event that under the ARTA law, and also on the laws that govern civil service and other laws that governs requests, specifically on ease of doing business, that we should act according to the required time for us to act so that necessary the transactions of the government will be duly attended to by the local government. So again, this will send a message to the barangay for them to find time and again put premium on some of the correspondence and requests, not only from the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod but other offices, and also specifically for the general public, for them to avail services of the barangay which they feel that it was not acted according to what they expected as a public servant.
Very well. Proceed, Councilor Coquilla, to the amendments.
The amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that stipulations that covers the draft resolution number 530, series 2026, be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 530 shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod physically present be co-proponent of this draft resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, Rillion, and Revita. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members physically present being in favor, therefore resolution number 530 is approved on second and final reading. Announcements. Councilor Catayas.
So announcement, nalakoy clarific ako pangutana. Since we will attend the PCL this coming March 4 to 6, so ang uban sa 5, so when is the committee meeting scheduled? Kaya to learn more ba no, sa PCL? Alam ito. Okay, wala man tayo. Muli ta kay Friday na ang uban niya. Sa Friday po kay Suni.
We have 5 pre. 5 ko ano.
Oh, si dagal man eh.
Oh, sige. Who are going to the PCL? Who are attending? Please raise your hands. Who are attending? 1, 2. Okay. Gamay raman di ay.
Another no, everyone is invited to join the dinner with Mayor sa Hikay Sponsored by Vice Mayor Honorable Leo Rivita, Honorable Cathy Elliott, and Honorable Lemos. Thank you.
Everyone
Makabalo
now
sa
is
food me.
invited. Everyone yung invited, patapa lang ka. Wait, anyway, so ang committee meeting will be on 10? Okay, so 10.
Proceed lang mi, Vice. Proceed lang mi, tinaman mo mi.
Now yapoy mag-proceed sa March 4. Okay. Sige, so katong mga makoro, March 4. Then others will be March 10. Yes, Councilor Lemos.
Madam Chair, we have 5 Mondays in March. So can we dispense the session on the 30? Because that is already a Holy Week.
Okay. So kindly make the necessary motion.
Yes, I move that we will escape March 30 as our official session day.
Sige. So we will not have a session on March 30. Seconded by Councilor Revita and Rubinos and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being no objection, therefore that motion is carried and approved. Some more announcements, Councilor Kaasi?
Madam Chair, just clarification, what are we going to where? Mayor's
When?
report.
Sige, we will discuss it later na lang. Okay, so some more announcements. Yes, Councilor Ong?
For announcement, I am inviting everyone to join our activities this week for in observance of the celebration of the 28th Araw ng Tagum. So March 3 to 5 is the Career Expo here at the atrium. March 4 would be the citywide cleanup. And then March 6 would be the Mayor's Report. And then March 7 would be the several programs. And then that would be a night of laughter and entertainment, 7 p.m. at the Rotary Park. No, so I'm inviting everyone to join the events para mas bibo o para sa inyo hagyud ning tanan. So March 9 would be our pasasalamat also. So that's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
So we also have the Maanyag Runway on March 7.
Oh yes, Maanyag Runway, Avenida Musica Brass Brand Showdown, and many, many more.
Okay. I was really excited to watch the Maanyag. I thought it was last night. But it was transferred to March 7. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Sige.
Okay.
So some more announcements. There being none. And if there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now declare the session adjourned. There being no objection, session is now adjourned. Ay, mag-picture sa ta.
Kaya nakabarong ka na, no?
Oh, kay nakabaro, di ba?